When we last left our adventurers, Cal had just been visited by an old compatriot who had been sent to attack the inn. In the morning, he begins to report on what happened to the others when another old acquaintance walks in. She is an elf with flaming red hair and numerous tattoos, whose name is Celebrian. When she enters, Teleri greets her as she has met the elf before, in a village they defended during the war. Cal had also met her before. When he was apprenticed to her bear, Celebrian had been sent by her master to spend a bit of time with the Aga Ostai. As Celebrian gets her room and Hrod starts making breakfast, Cal goes over the night's events with the others. He tells them about Sebastian and his 2 requested favors, how the first will fix the problem with Cheeks, likely through violence. Teleri, once she is done traumatizing Billy over his close encounter with death, is very critical about the lack of information Sebastian provided. Cal vouches for Sebastian as much as he can, but admits that the information is vague, since all they have is location and time. He suggests that they go reconnoiter the alley Sebastian told them to go to before the scheduled time in the evening. He also offers to be the bait while the others hide to assuage their fears. Terngarth, the apprentice Torn had made his deal with earlier, enters at around noon when they are wrapping up their discussion. After unsuccessfully trying to show off his Leve X, the apprentice quickly finishes his trade with Torn and leaves, since he can feel the tension in the room and does not wish to get entangled in it. The group sets out from the inn, with most going to the alley, while Illyrio splits off to find Sebastian. The alley itself is in the shadows of the academy, a seedier location in the city. It is at the juncture of a couple of paths with several alcoves and piles of garbage to provide cover. Teleri checks for any magic in the area, but finds nothing. While they are checking out the alley, the group is being watched in turn. Eventually, they notice a thrush with blue wingtips pacing on a nearby crate. When it notices the group noticing it, the bird begins pecking at things nonchalantly. Cal announces that the alley should serve well and that they will be back tomorrow. Once out of the alley, Torn splits off to see his master, and Teleri goes off on her own as well, while Cal and Celebrian make their way back to the inn. When they arrive, the pair sees Sebastian sitting at a table with Frida and Billy, while Hrod is standing behind the bar. Sebastian is apparently concerned since Illyrio has been going around town using his name, and was hoping that Cal could assuage his concerns. Otherwise, he will be forced to come back here and do something dreadful to Billy. At this point, the young boy flees behind the bar. He says he realizes he has been a little vague, and that he can explain more now. Sebastian had received orders to decimate the Tong, and decided that Cal and his group would be an excellent way to do that. So, having provoked Cheeks as much as he was able, Sebastian is expecting the gang leader to show up with as many goons as he can gather in that alley. Sebastian also explains why he wants his second favor, the murder of Sergeant Sam Treacher. It seems to have an altercation in which certain words and knives were exchanged. Sebastian, in addition to being a little angry at the knives part, did not like a guardsman preaching to him about morality. Cal says he is not willing to kill the sergeant over something so trivial, but he will speak with him to try to put the fear of Sebastian into him. Sebastian seems to accept the plan for now at least, and gets up to leave. On his way out the door, he pauses a moment, as if he forgot something, and snaps his fingers. Behind the bar, Hrod slumps forward, as he's just been freed from a holding spell. Sebastian merely continues on his way out of the inn. Back in the monastery, Torin speaks with his master about the task he had mentioned a few days ago. The master asks Torin to seek the Dega sanctuary to the west, by following the path of the fallen star. He says that the monks of this sanctuary may have known something about the breaking wave technique. This is not just a task, but a test, to see if Torin is ready to take on his master's role when he passes away. Torin humbly accepts the task and returns to the inn to rest until the work in the evening. Meanwhile, Teleri has gone off on her own to speak with the urban druids again. She finds 3 of them, one with 2 ponytails, a lanky dwarf, and a Lurosi elf, gathered around the body of the beagle druid she had spoken with earlier. He was stabbed to death yesterday, after they saw him heading towards the docks. Teleri had gone to speak with that druid regarding the thrush, and tells the elf as much. When she describes it, the elf looks concerned and tells her that it may be the thrush of dreams, no true bird, but a magical creature, possibly the familiar of some wizard. Every 5 or 10 years, the bird appears and takes an interest in someone. The last person known to have been picked out in that manner was the last warrior prime of Takros, Dralnu, who said he had been guided by the thrush. Intrigued, Teleri goes in search of the bird. She finds it perched on the roof of the Elfheim Palace, the finest inn in town. She whistles at it, and it looks down at her for a moment before flying off. At the same time, however, someone walks out of the inn, Leland Sabat, accompanied by the same older gentleman as before. Recognizing Teleri, Sabat greets her, and says he has a job that they may be interested in, a chance to earn some goodwill with the people of Volos. He suggests that they go back to the inn to speak with everyone. Once they arrive, Sabat can see Cal and Celebrian, but none of the others. After Cal explains that everyone else is out or resting, they get down to business. Sabat has heard of the shrine to Gulnur, south of Volos, where the Storm Elemental Guardian is killing worshippers. The Rillador are refusing to leave port with their most important deity clearly angry with them. Sabat sees an excellent opportunity to earn their respect and gain access to their shipping. Cal signs a group up to take care of the elemental, and Sabat even brings in Celebrian to help as well. He offers 200 gold each up front, and another 300 when the task is done. As well, there is a 100 gold bonus for them to split if they pick up a potion for him from the Alchemy Tower in Volos. It is something to put a little spring in one's step, and is being held by an alchemist named Grimswick. They agree to set out in a few days once Woofy's armor is ready. And this is where we have left off. So, will our adventurers be able to defeat Cheeks? What has driven the Elemental Guardian to kill Gulnur's worshippers? Will Billy get over the mental trauma inflicted on him today? Find out next time on the Saga of Wounds to Cal's Chest.